This has been many months in the planning and will both be a large display and one of the best so far, and is just one small part of the Military Odyssey experience. The battles will contain explosions and automatic gunfire. We would therefore ask that anyone who wears a hearing aid to be aware that you may need to adjust the volume. We would also ask those of you with young children and animals So there we are, a little impromptu taster of things to come as they scuttle back to base. So to continue, those of you with young children and animals, please be extra cautious as your children or animals could become alarmed during the event due to the noise, as you've just heard, and explosions. As the various groups get into their start positions, I would like to take a moment to highlight a few key points. The Second World War was the most destructive and widely fought war in our history. Some of you will have studied this period at school in your history books. Even more, some of you here today, or members of your family, will have lived through that time. We fully appreciate the excesses displayed by some of the nations involved, and none of the groups participating here today support any of those excesses in any way. They all portray the ordinary fighting servicemen and women, as well as civilian organisations of the many countries caught up in that conflict. The various groups in attendance today devote a huge amount of time, energy and money in the accurate portrayal of their chosen army or nation. Their aim is to show the bravery and devotion to duty displayed by the original people involved. Please remember that bravery and devotion to duty were not unique to one single country, nationality or cause. Many veterans of the armies involved have since come to know and respect each other and strive to heal the wounds opened during those difficult and turbulent times. They also strive to educate younger generations about the futility of war. We hope you appreciate the following events. I will now give you an overview of the historical situation in Europe at this particular phase of World War II. Since the surrender of France in 1940, then the entry of America into the conflict at the end of 1941, the combined Allied armies had been planning how best to re-enter Europe and reclaim the countries occupied by the Germans. They had successfully made landings in Italy and were advancing northwards in May and June of For their part, Allied troops had advanced towards their assigned objectives. Using the blitzkrieg tactics used by the Germans in 1940, they knew to probe for any weaknesses, but to keep moving. They also knew that they had a wide range of weapons to call upon, such as fighter and fighter-bomber aircraft overhead, as well as some powerful ships. Tentatively, they moved forward. As the Allied force gets closer to the village, the Germans wait until the last possible moment before opening fire on the advancing troops. The Allied troops are caught off guard and react in a dazed and confused manner. Many of these Allied soldiers are fighting their enemy for the very first time in their lives. Into the field of fire. As the Germans strengthen their positions in the village and aim to push out on the flank, the Allies quickly recover from their initial shock and surprise, whilst reinforcements arrive. The advanced force commander relates the situation and then makes fresh attack plans, knowing however The German forces have radioed. On the hard track is the Pak-36, a fearsome weapon. The airborne troops need to take cover. Just beyond the village, a Pak-38, wielded by the Germans, also comes into play, firing at these Allied forces. They head for their vehicles. They need to get back to bases right at this little crossroads. The Germans become more confident. But the Allies have the 25-pounders primed and ready to fire now. Still the Germans are lying low, lying on the ground. If you can imagine their hearts thudding, perhaps fingering a photograph of a family at home, wondering if they'll ever see them again. The Germans still have some heavy firepower as the Pak-40 fires on those advancing Allies. So to the rear of the field we have the American forces, and nearer to us in the audience line we have airborne forces once again entering the battle. They've delivered their messages, they've rearmed, they're moving forward again.